got a morning movement for you guys. All you need, you ready for it? It's floor. That's it. Nice mat's fine. If you got a rug, it's great. Or, a couple towels, just a little bit more cushion, but this is all you need. It's a little space. Anyway, 5 minutes of tummy time. Then a 12-minute HIIT. All gonna be on the ground doing some rockers and stuff, getting us into our back chain, into our glutes. So, first we're gonna go into tummy time. 5 minutes. Lay down. Try and keep everything in alignment. Toes can be tucked facing each other, or you can put your toes into the mat and push your heels away to the wall behind you, and then reach your hands as far as you can in front of you, up here. Now what we're trying to do is find a little bit of length on our back side. I usually prefer to have my feet down, tops of my feet down. You can have them up, whichever you prefer, as long as your toes are in and not your heels together. We don't want heels together, we want toes together. Then reach forward, making sure you pull your head up off the mat, keeping your head in line with the spine. You don't want to be pushing your hips into the mat. You want to push your knees into the mat, our feet into the mat, and then our hands. Do angry piano fingers, as Eli called it. So we're just going to be here. And I want you to take some nice deep inhales in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathing more into your lungs, into your rib cage, into your upper back. When you exhale, try and exhale as much as you can, squeezing in your abs as you breathe out to really push out all the air that's in your lungs. Do a few more breaths. Just check in with your body. Do a little bit of movement to see if there's any tight spots. Wiggle around. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Couple more. And out. Breathe in. And out. All right. Now we've done that. Let's just wiggle around a little bit. Let's open up our arms to kind of opposite corners of the room. We're just going to try and pull on the mat or on the floor, pulling our lats back a little bit in our back, keeping our head nice and up, not down on the mat, just facing the mat. Trying to keep length in the back of the neck still. We're just going to hold here. Again, breathing into that rib cage, breathing out all the air. Do a couple breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here, let's just bring our arms down to more of like an A position down here. We're going to do the same thing. Grab the floor, pulling our lats back and down, keeping our shoulders away from our ears. Our neck stays nice and long. We're going to do a few breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, wiggle around. Sometimes I just like to swivel back and forth with my spine, still making sure I'm not pushing my hips into the floor. Wiggle around a little bit. All right, let's stretch one arm up above, the other one down towards the knee, opposite side. Keep your head more straight, your ear close to the arm that's up above, and just reach and feel it pull all along the one side that's reaching up. Let's just breathe into that. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. A little longer than 5 minutes. Let's do the other side. Couple breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. And exhale all the way out. All right, bring your hands up under your shoulders. Push yourself up and back, and then come up into a seiza position, just here. It's a seiza. That's where we're going to be working most of the 12 minutes. Our timer here. Take a sip of water if you need a sip of water, or whatever you feel like drinking, electrolytes or just whatever. I like electrolytes and stuff. Gives me a little extra. So we're gonna do 50 seconds on, 10-second rest. We're gonna do one round. We're gonna do a move. The next round, we're gonna static hold that same move to really engage the muscles. So should be fun. Let's give it a go. 10 seconds before we start. We're gonna do, hold on. Let me switch this so you can hear the beat. Set. There we go. Okay, 10 seconds. There we go. Now you guys can hear. All right, we're gonna do a rocker first. We're gonna be in seiza. We're gonna pretend there's a paper under our legs right here. We're gonna try and rip that apart. We're gonna come up and we're gonna rock back. So as soon as you're trying to rip that paper apart, it's gonna engage your glutes. If you feel any pinching in your hips, just tuck your hips down a little bit or move them around a little bit just to be able to find where you're not pinching in the front. We don't want any pinching in the front here. We want all the pressure in the glutes, pulling that paper apart and just pushing our hips to the wall behind us. If you can't do this unassisted, you can find a wall to do this and hold on like this. You can just put your hands on the floor, or if you have a yoga block or something, you want to be up just a little bit higher, you can be here. It does take a little bit of work to get to an unassisted rocker. Okay, 10-second break, and now we're just gonna hold that. Because we're holding it, you might want to find something to put your hands on. So get back into there, pull that paper apart, engage the glutes, and we're just going to hold. It's gonna burn, it's gonna light up those glutes. If you need to make tiny adjustments, make sure there's no pinching, go right ahead. Just wanna make sure this is engaged and your quads aren't. If your quads are lighting up, try and shoot the hips back just a little bit further. So we're gonna be here. Let me just hold on here. I always like to, if I'm holding, I like to move my upper body a little bit so it's not so tense. My shoulders can be brought down. My neck, I'm not tensing in my neck. I'm just gonna hold. Almost done. All right. Told you it'd be hard. Okay, next round, still a rocker, but we're gonna do the one side. So we're gonna start, I'm gonna start on my right because Coach Carly said to start on my bad side. So my right side is my bad side. So start in the rocker, shift your weight to the one side. You can brace yourself on the floor or a mat or a block if you need to be a little bit higher. And we're just gonna push into that right hip. Pushing it back to the wall. We're not twisting, we're not twisting. Just pushing backwards. I'll show you from behind. So resting here, my hip shoots back towards the camera. Just rocking back. This should light up everything here and into the top of your hamstring right here. And you can tell while I'm doing that my head stays in line with this leg. This is my loading leg. Even though we're not standing, it's still loading. Okay, now we're gonna hold that. So get back into your position. We're just gonna hold here. If you need to keep your hand down, that's fine. Again, to make those adjustments in your upper body. Bring the shoulders down from the ears, relax the neck, breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Sometimes we forget to do that. And just hold. The reason I put my left foot over the right one is to make sure I have less pressure on this side while I'm doing this. Halfway. Keep holding, keep breathing. Even move the upper body just a little bit to make sure it doesn't get super tense up there, because we want all the focus here, not here. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Take a quick water break if you need one. Okay. We're going to do the same right side, but it's going to be a pigeon. So find your weight on the right. Bring the left up and over. And then we're going to rock back in this pigeon. I like to brace with my hand just to really make sure I'm getting into my glute here. So I'll show you from behind. Up and over with the left. So the left leg is going to be cornering. The right leg is our loading leg. We're loading up that glute and we're going back. Pushing back. Notice my left leg is just kind of floating. It's not resting, it's not helping. And we're pushing back. We're not coming up too high. This might be hard. Okay. Space here. But we're not coming up. We're not pushing our hip forward. It's staying back and we're loading it there. So now we're going to hold that. Take a quick second to shake it out if you need to. And here, find that right glute. If you're on your right side, really load it up. And we're just going to hold. I do have a little bit of pressure on this arm just to keep me in the right spot here. Make sure there's no tightness or pinching in this right hip. Make sure the left leg is just cornering this way. We don't want the left leg out here. We don't want it here. I want it to corner here. So ultimately both knees are kind of facing in the same direction at this point. You have 10 more seconds to hold. My calf is shaking. That's fun. All right. We do the same thing on the left side. So we're going to find that rocker. Get into that position. Shift the weight to the left. Bring the right leg over onto the left so there's not a lot of pressure on it. And we're going to push our hip back to the wall. Just little pulses. Make sure you're putting pressure into the mat on that lateral calf and push back, push back. Don't come up too high. Again, if there's any pinching, tweak, not tweak, but adjust your hip just a little bit. So if you're here, maybe adjust it down, just untug a little bit and pulls back. The more pressure you put into the mat, the more you're going to engage the glute. So you get to decide how much this is going to work for you. All right. Now we got to hold that. Hope I didn't miss any of those. I don't think I did. Okay, we're going to hold. So let's find that left side. Come over. Come up. Find the glute right here and hold. Bring those shoulders down from the ears. Relax the neck. Breathe. Pressure into the mat through that lateral calf to engage the glute. If you're feeling it in your quad too much, push that hip back. Means we're up too high. We want to feel it in the back side, not the front. Your quads still get work, just not quite the same. Holding, 10 more seconds. If you need to rest, you need to put your hand down, give you extra support, that's fine. And done. All right, now we gotta do the pigeon on the left side. So again, find your left glute, pressure into the mat. Right leg goes up. Let me back up a little bit here. Right leg goes up and over, and the pressure goes into your lateral calf, into your left glute, and we're gonna pulse it back. Pulse it back. This is possible to do unassisted. I prefer to have a little hand down just to make sure I don't wobble around and really engage my glute here. Adjust your hip if you need to, if it's pinching in the front. Breathe, relax your shoulders, relax your upper body. 5 more seconds, almost done. All right, now we gotta hold that. 3, 2, 1, let's get back in. And we're gonna hold for 50 seconds. Well, more like 45 by the time we get into it. You want that opposite leg to just kind of be hovering. Most pressure is gonna be here. And again, if you need to put your hand down to make sure you're not gonna wobble. Again, you can come up, just here to find my balance. You can come up, try and balance here. Takes a lot of work. Ugh. I think my glutes are sore from yesterday, my running around. Hold, almost done. Relax the upper body, relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Don't be straining up here. Keep the neck nice and long and in line with the spine. 2, 1, done. All right. Last one. We're gonna go in a bit of a tabletop. I'm gonna do some side bends. So we're gonna be on all fours, hands and toes, not knees. And we're gonna come up and you're just gonna side bend, knee to elbow. So what you're doing is you're packing this shoulder back and you're bringing this knee up to the elbow. So here, bending at the side, trying very little to make, you don't want to drop your hip when you do this. Standing on my thing here. So you just want to be able to keep your hips up and bend at the side. Packing the lat back, knee to elbow, lat back, knee to elbow. One more round. We're gonna hold that. We're gonna hold in this 4-point, not really a plank, but bear, I guess. Tuck the toes down, get the knees off the ground. Try and load up into that glute a little bit. Pack the shoulders back to hold you up. If you feel it in the quads too much, try and adjust your hips back a little bit so you engage more of your glutes and your lumbars back here. This is our weak spot in most people because we sit in chairs for so long and couches, so those muscles need some work. So this is going to help with that. Almost done. 10 more seconds. Breathe. Wiggle around, make sure the neck's not too tight. And we're done. Okay. Always good to get some stretching done after that. Wiggle around, move around, see how your hips feel, see how your body feels. And if you have any questions, shoot me a message.